action. So fun with foil, and it's shiny and it's pretty. There's nothing not to like about foil.
There's nothing not to like about foil, and it's not even just flat foil. We got holographic patterns and scratch marks and all kinds of stuff.
With sequins and stars and little bits that make it interesting, and then like you said, the holographic stuff is it's one of those that makes me go, yes, I want to play with this.
Lots of fun.
So Elizabeth is going to show you how you can use the how you can use the glue, the Deco foil glue, with a stencil, and she's going to show you how she creates some amazing paper that's going to give you very much the feel of water, which is how she's going to use it.
Yeah, I'm totally going to use it in collage for water.
Yeah, and I told you, I need to see that when you get that done.
I might have to make a water drawer for this paper. You know, I organize my papers by drawers of color, but I keep all the metallic in one place. I might have to keep this in its own special place because it came out so fantastic.
It deserves a special place. It came out
special
so fantastic.
place.
So then Elizabeth will show you that, and then I'm going to show you how you can stamp over foil. So it makes fun backgrounds, shiny backgrounds, what's not to like, and I'm going to show you how you can, when you stamp over something that's shiny, there's a consideration about what kind of media you use. You can't use a spray. You have to use something that will adhere to a shiny surface. So I'll talk about that in the video. And I'm using two of Elizabeth's long stem florals. I had to think about that. This one is Klimptish and this one is Sweet Pea. And that's what I used. Whoops, sorry.
You get to be the Klimt and I get to be the Sweet Pea.
No.
Nobody here is a sweet pea.
No, there's none of that going on here.
Right.
But anyway, when you are thoughtful about the media that you use, you can stamp right over foil. So it can be in the background, or you can let it shine in the foreground. It's entirely up to you.
Wallflower or
Starflower, I don't know.
Star of the show.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Let's go have some fun with foil.
Let's go have fun with foil.
So today I am playing with some Deco foil products, which are really float my boat because they come in so many different sheens and colors and textures and patterns. So real quick, what I'm using is the Deco foil glass slipper, and that is the solid sheet. Then I'm using Gina K Designs silver sequins, and this is a holographic, and it's got little circular patterns on it. So that's this one. Woo. And then lastly, I'm using this green sketch Deco foil because it's got some striations and lines and marks that are kind of neat. So I've got 3 different finishes in 3 different colors. Then I'm going to be using the adhesive, but I'm going to use it in a different way. This is the liquid adhesive. It comes in a squeeze top that you can snip the tip or open it with putting a pin down in it, and you can get it in a real thin line. But what I'm doing today is I'm spreading it through a stencil with a palette knife. So I'm going to put it out on my non-stick craft mat surface and spread it with a palette knife through a stencil. So what I'm hoping to achieve is a great sheet of collage paper for water, for collaging water, because I'm in the process of doing several waterscape paintings right now. So I'm going to then just take the adhesive and put a little bit of it out on the table. Ooh, or a lot.
Maybe a little bit more than you planned?
Yeah, maybe. But actually, if I'm going to cover this whole stencil with the palette knife. Now, it's helpful to note that the first time I did this, some of the glue got under the stencil and the orange paint that was on the stencil transferred to the background. It doesn't bother me because I love a little serendipitous color here and there. But if you have like a color on your stencil that you don't want to transfer to this, so this time I'm going to use the blue side. But just know that right here I had a little orange transfer with the glue. So I've got the stencil down onto a gel print. This is basically a couple of layers of a gel print where I use the same stencil pattern. You can see that this is, I don't think we know what this is called.
Nope, we don't.
It's okay. It's part of the patterns for layering. I thought that it looked like water. It looked drizzly and kind of wiggly like water. So I did a couple layers of that on this base sheet. And now I'm going to add another layer of the same pattern with the foil and the glue. So I'm going to put the glue on the palette knife and scrape it through. You don't want this to be dimensional because you want it to tear easily. So what you're going to do is be putting a thin layer through the stencil so that it tears easily for collage. We still get the pattern even though we have a thinner glue and a thinner layer. So basically this is how you do it. You spread it through with the palette knife and you get it all over the area that you want it. And then you lift up and you might have a little bit of sticking. There we go. And you can see the glue is applied through the stencil pattern. And then you're gonna let it dry. You could hit it with a hairdryer or you can set it out in the sun or you can just leave it and check your email and come back. Okay, so now, just like Julia Child, out of the other oven comes one that is dry and ready to go. So my idea here is I'm going to be using the Speedball Baron because I can get some really good pressure with the plastic solid end of this, a little bit more than with my fingers or my hands, which are a little squishy, because I want to get really good contact with the foil into the glue. So what I'm doing here is I'm using all three so that I can really get a watery effect rather than having one just broadly spread over the whole paper. So I'm going to just put the Baron sort of on an angle here. And I'm not going to rub everywhere, just in a couple of places. And then I'm going to lift it up and I see I need a little bit more pressure. But even if it's just a partial, we will hit it again with the other colors and we'll get two colors even in the same bits of glue. So I'm gonna go with that. This is very sticky business. Now I'm gonna put some more kind of randomly around. And this is the holographic stuff with the circular pattern.
It's named Sequins.
Sequins, that's right.
It's weird what my brain remembers and what it refuses to.
Right, I'm the same way. So a little bit here and there. And I'm using the Baron sort of on the corner. If I was broadly doing one sheet over the whole thing, I would use it flat, but I'm on the edge so that I can sort of limit the amount that goes on there. Okay, I think we need some up here. Okay, so now I'm gonna come in with the green. This stuff is fun. And same thing. Now, how I would do this is I would make several sheets of this and save it for just these water landscapes that I'm doing. I would even save it in its own drawer as paper for water so that I could really take advantage of the sparkly, shimmery effect. We're getting there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the blue, the glass slipper, and here I'm gonna just basically fill in the rest. So I'm gonna go on the flat side of the Baron and get it to connect to any remaining sticky glue. Wow, look at that, Barb.
So pretty. And
That.
you know, you were really right, and I wish I could remember the name of that stencil. The movement really does suggest water.
Yes.
So in combination with all these colors, I think that it really gets you where you're trying to be.
Absolutely. You know what we'll do when I edit this video? We'll put the name of the stencil underneath with the links and I'll add it to the video. Because yeah, this is the perfect one for the swirls in the water. Oh, I love this.
Yeah, and I like that. What did you say the name of that turquoise was?
This one?
Yeah.
Glass slipper.
Yeah, I like the holographic effect that's built into that one too. It just glimmers so prettily.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of a lot of these, but I think this is one of my favorite Deco foil colors. But what we're doing here is rather than just going straight with one color and one sheet, is that we're incorporating the solid, the one with the lines and the striations in the green, and then the holographic one in the sequins. So we really get like a really good paper that looks very watery. So there we go. Look at that.
It's very pretty.
That is just really spectacular for water. That just has Key West written all over it, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And you're going to show them how to tear it? I mean, show them that it tears?
Oh, yes. Okay, so, gosh, I hate to tear this, Barb. It's so beautiful.
Someplace here. Here, use this one. This is a sample that I made when we were playing yesterday. So, yeah, you can see that you can tear right through it.
Yeah, here's a sample that Barb made when we were playing yesterday. And look at this. It's on the rice paper, and that's what this is on. And look, you can tear, for collage, I can tear my same little tiny tidbits. Look at that. Yep. No problem tearing Deco foil on the rice paper whatsoever. So it's just like tearing the paper.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think that there's a whole heck of a lot of difference. The carrier is the thicker part, but the foil that actually comes off and attaches to the glue there's nothing to it.
Right, yeah, the transfer paper, the plastic transfer paper is a little thick, and at first I thought, oh, will I be able to tear that? But this foil product that comes off is so thin, like I said, and it just tears just perfectly. So, and now you've got a metallic paper. And honestly, as much as metallic paint is shiny, there's nothing that beats this foil.
It looks, you can't achieve that particular look with paint. No, I mean, paint is beautiful and does its own thing, but that's why there's more than one product in the world, because you can get different effects.
Yeah, this is just fabulous. I can't wait to use this. That's why I didn't want to rip it.
Elizabeth has shown you how to actually apply the foil, and what I'm going to show you is a little bit of a way that you can use it. Now, the thing to know is that it doesn't matter what surface you're applying it to. I have craft and wet cement, and I have some black. You're going to do the same. The process is identical no matter the surface that you're putting it on, but when you want to work over it, when you've created a background like I have here, and you can do lots of color, lots of foil, I mean, you can have a different density so that you have a lot or a little, but the only thing you need to be aware of when it comes time to work on top, something like an ink spray won't work because it's not multi-surface. It's going to beat up. This is plastic for all intents and purposes, and it's going to beat up. But what you want is a multi-surface paint, and most paints are in fact multi-surface, which means it'll stick to something like a plastic surface. So I've got 3 colors of Amsterdam acrylics, and I may not use, these 2 are pretty close, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to do something that looks a little bit like this. So I have 2 of Elizabeth's long stem florals. This one is named Sweet Pea, and this one is named Klimtisch. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of recreate this. Now, the one thing I won't do, because the paint will need a moment to dry, is I used a Pitt Superfine black pen, and I just outlined. Because the background is busy and it's shiny, I wanted the elements that I stamped to actually appear and not get lost in the foil in the background. So I think I'm going to grab this one, which, if you look, if I let the light reflect on this, you can see that this is pretty subtle. I just scraped some of the glue on. Again, no dimension, and then I let it dry and I foiled it with the silver, I think it's the silver stars. So let's put that over there, and let me set myself up with some paint. So I'm gonna lay the paint out kind of in the way that I expect to ink it on the stamp. So I'm gonna start with some green for the stem, and then I'm gonna morph to one of the turquoises. I could squeeze it, and then I'm going to bring in some of the purple. So these foam stamps are anywhere between 9.5 and let's say 11 inches long. So I've got to get enough paint out here so I can go ahead and cover all of that length. So I'm going to just wipe some of that green off because I don't want to obliterate the turquoise. Wipe the turquoise off, and then I'm going to come back with the purple. And I've got, so this will blend nicely. And I mean, this is kind of messy finger painting, but ultimately it works pretty darn well. So if I grab Klimtisch, and I'm going to go ahead and just dab until I've got paint on the entire piece, and I haven't, so I need to come down and make sure I've got paint on there. So what I'm going to do, flexible, that's the nice things about these long stem florals. I can curve this stem to create a shape. I mean, most things, don't I have a bunch of paint on my finger? Most things don't grow in straight lines in nature, and so that's kind of what I'm approximating here. So there's that, and I'm gonna wipe the rest of this paint off my finger. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with sweet pea. I don't know what colors sweet peas are in nature off the top of my head, but...
Pea green.
Okay, awesome. But this one's gonna be purple, because that's what I've got.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna just, again, I'm gonna kind of bend this. Let's make this one a little bit shorter. Now, if I wanted to put a third one on here, I could, but you've seen me stamp twice. I mean, ultimately, you don't need to see me stamp again, but the important thing is that I'm using a paint that absolutely will adhere to something shiny like these foils. Super simple, lots of fun.
So, we've said everything we could possibly say, and we've had so much fun with foil that all we have to say now is goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, Gracie.
All right then.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.